Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be doing a challenge video. So this is actually 13 hours of video that I live streamed on my Twitch account, which you can find in the description linked down below, twitch.tv/ghost1280. And in this one, we're going to be seeing how many spatulas you can get in Battle for Bikini Bottom without using any of SpongeBob's bubble abilities. So that includes the helmet bash, helmet jump thingy, I'm not sure what you call it, I'm not a professional at this game by any means. That also includes the ground pound thing, where you use the ground pound to make the boots. That also includes the cruise missile and the bubble bowl. So yeah, to start off, we actually have to do the house. So everything in the first part of the game is actually really easy, but we are setting up a glitch known as save glitch. I'm pretty sure that's what you call it. So all I have to do is basically complete SpongeBob's house really quickly. Doesn't matter actually how fast you do it. But then you want to go ahead and once you leave SpongeBob's house, you want to go to Plankton. I think it's automatic actually. Yep, SpongeBob will go ahead and talk to Plankton. And then you want to go over here to the Jellyfish Fields launch pad, or I guess the taxi pad, and do that. And then spam R and A, and then I'll do that. So this is setting up a different glitch called hand disable. So if you don't know, in this game, if you get on the grass, not the grass, the sand outside of the red marks, you will be taken away by the hand, and that's not good because it will, it limits your progress. Duh, obviously, it means you can't go out of bounds. But yeah, once you do that, you want to go ahead and do the same exact thing, and it should automatically warp you to Jellyfish Fields. And at this point, you want to go ahead and go to the sock all the way to the right. There should be a little cave. It takes a little bit of time. I'm clearly not a speedrunner here. I don't know what I'm doing. But once there, just take a little bit here to show that robot. Jump over that. And excuse me if my commentary is lackluster. It's actually really late at night. But yeah, grab the sock, and then I'm just going to do a save C here. So, and then just jump into there and grab the spatula, just like that. You should get a little celebration sound. And boom, you get that. Then you want to go ahead and warp all the way to on top of the pineapple, the first event in the game. And once you have that loaded, you should see an icon at the bottom middle of the screen, a little save icon. And now that pretty much is the save glitch. So if you do that at the beginning of your run, you will have the save glitch enabled. And what that allows you to do is walk beyond the red marks. As you can see, each boundary of the level has red marks, the little red paint. And that allows you to walk outside of it, which is pretty good. That allows us to do another game break, sequence break, where you can actually skip Robot Sandy. We can't actually do Robot Sandy because of our limitations that we have set for the game. Robot Sandy requires us to do the helmet thingy where you jump up and hit her head on one of the stages, one of the phases. But yeah, once you do that, you want to go ahead and start walking to the out of bounds downtown Bikini Bottom, and walk around it until you get to just the end of the place, so right all the way behind it. So after you make it around downtown Bikini Bottom, you want to go to the out of bounds Jellyfish Fields. Looks like these little rock patches. Head to Sandy's tree dome, and yeah, because we have save glitch, we aren't actually taking any repercussions in being in the outside of the red marks. Normally the hand would take you away immediately, not immediately, but after a few seconds. But yeah, once you make it here, you want to go to Sandy's Tree Dome and complete it. So you have a save warp to hub 3. There are 3 hubs in the game, as you may know. You got the first one where you start in. You got the second one, which you need to defeat Sandy's Tree Dome Robot Sandy, to unlock. And the hub 3, which you need to do Robot Patrick. You need to defeat him in order to access that. But actually, because of the game and how amazing it is, we actually can just do this in out of order. So here is a montage of all of the spatulas, not all of them, just a bunch of the spatulas that you can get without using any of the abilities. As you can see in the stream, I had the rules listed underneath the video. I also have the chat. There's this one person that managed to stick around for a bunch of it, and he actually helped me a lot when I had to do hub 3 skip, or hub 2 skip, I guess. I don't know how you would say it, but yeah. And because a bunch of these spatulas can be gotten by a bunch of the characters, mainly SpongeBob, Patrick, and Sandy, we have to only worry about the ones gotten from SpongeBob because he is the one with the bubble abilities. SpongeBob and Patrick have their own unique sets of moves, which don't include any bubble things, but SpongeBob is the main character of SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. So I thought this would be an interesting challenge. So yeah, I actually lost a lot of the footage from different places, but I will show you an end screen after all of these things. But here, right before King Jellyfish, I actually jumped down here because we have hand disabled, which means we can go out of bounds. And I went exploring, so didn't actually notice how detailed the out of bounds area is. But yeah, King Jellyfish doesn't put up much of a fight. All we have to do is just stand down there, hide from his shockwave, and just like that, he's down. Skip the cutscene and then jump down here for a sock. I'm also not showing any of the transactions between Mr. Krabs or Patrick because those mostly just take money, which, if you didn't know, is pretty much located anywhere and doesn't require any abilities to get. Now this next part took me well over 30 minutes to try to attempt, and that would be Hub 3 skip. So pretty much all you have to do is bring the ball using a glitch to that little area and bounce yourself off using some sort of, game physics, and then just jump over here and boom, you're now in Hub 3 just like that. Now, to be able to save over here, you want to go ahead and clear out the Krusty Krab, little infestation, I think that's what it's called, the mission. And yeah, then I went over to Mermalair, and this is actually the only spatula we can get. We can get a sock here if we just jump down that little pit. And yeah, and then we go to what is downtown Bikini Bottom because I am very consistent with my leveling. 13 hours of footage that I had to skim down, and unfortunately I did lose some in the process of making this video, so I do apologize for that. And also I'm going to try to put a complete, unedited, full entire video of me doing all of this, just so you guys have the proof if you are interested in having that. But yeah, it'll be linked in the description, about 13 hours of just unedited footage of me playing this game. Oh, it's going to be a very long editing, very long rendering session, but I can probably do that while I sleep. But yeah, this sock is pretty easy to get. You just have to go out of bounds a little bit, and then just do this little thing to get the one on top of the house that you start off in this level with, or this part of the level. So just do that, buy it from the clam, and boom, got another spatula just like that. But this one requires sandy, so nothing to worry about. Yeah, this one, you just have to do that one. And then to get on top of that other area, I actually struggled because I was a big dum-dum and just had to just redo the level and just hover over here. And yeah, sock behind the building, do that, destroy all of the layers, and yeah, it's pretty simple. And one thing I didn't show was getting the golden wheels, which actually you can get without having any bubble abilities. So collect all 11, and boom, Miss Puff gives you a golden spatula just like that. Don't know how she lost all of them, kind of concerning actually. But yeah, then we go to Squidward's house, of course, annoy him, pretty easy, just jump around and break all his furniture. Golden spatula, simple as that. That one doesn't require any fancy magic skills. Then we go to Goo Lagoon. Patrick can jump up here because he has magical arms and he's really strong. Grab that spatula. This is actually where I grinded for a lot of my money, but someone in the stream actually suggested I use a cheat code, which I was fully down with because money is pretty much anywhere, and using the cheat code for shiny objects I didn't really think I was wrong because it just saves time, as you would imagine, having to grind for rubies. I mean, not rubies, this is wrong game. Having to grind for shiny objects does take quite a while, and there's not a handful of places you can actually go. But yeah, we got that spatula, pretty easy at the pier. Grab that sock. Bungee jump here for that one. And once you've destroyed all the robots that are harassing the pier, you can go to talk to Mr. Krabs and he'll give you a golden spatula for your efforts. Now you can't actually access the final robot, like the final little part of this area, because it requires you to use the little head bash to access the lifeguard towers, and you can't do that with just a normal jump. So that one's off limits. And the kids, saving the kids, Mrs. Puff quest was also off limits because the balloons don't pop when you just jump into them or use your spin attack. For some reason I tried, and I don't know, the game's being dumb, but yeah, now onto the dreams. Squidward's pretty easy. Mr. Krabs was actually pretty difficult because we couldn't use any of our abilities, so we had to strategize and attack the enemies in a particular order. Again, all linked in the description for the full video. And Patrick, the hardest one of all, we just have to talk to him, be pretty social. But next is the Flying Dutchman's area. So the Flying Dutchman's graveyard. I got stuck for a little bit, but then I realized these rocks exist and the game doesn't know how to do anything with proper gameplay. So we can just use these rocks to skip over to the next area instead of having to bash the button with our feet, which, you know, against the rules, of course. So we just jump over here and skip a majority of having to play the game normally. Open that box, and then boom, we have another spatula just like that. And once I've collected that one, I go and collect the sock with Sandy. Like I said earlier, no need to worry. Sandy doesn't have any magical powers with bubbles. Then we can do this weird clip onto Squidward's house where we can just jump on it like it's nothing. And yeah. Jump over here, jump on the balloons, and collect this one up here. As you can see, day 3. This is a 3-day process, and I lost a lot of the footage for, what was it, Rock Bottom. But you know what I did have a lot of footage of? Of course, Sand Mountain. But no need to worry. All of the level, pretty much in the entire stage, I don't know what to call these things, what, worlds? Are these worlds? Maps? Something like that. All of it is pretty much just sliding down a larger mountain, trying to beat the times of the players above, collecting socks. Those are pretty easy to get without anything. What else do you have to do? You have to collect the snowmen, which I had a hard time doing because I am very bad and I didn't know where they were located, so I had to run through those a few times. And yeah, so Sand Mountain, pretty easy to get. The only trouble was just collecting the snowmen because that gave me, I think it was a sock? I'm not sure. I'm not good at this game. I actually had to search up a guide to find other socks because I was missing some. But I actually went back later in the game and looked for the socks that I missed because I think I ended up, ended the adventure, quote unquote, challenge with 71 and 9 socks. So I had to look around for some other ones, but I couldn't find them. I looked up a guide. I didn't understand that guide. So yeah, I ended with 71 spatulas and 9 socks, which you could probably get to 72 if you could find the extra socks. They were located in downtown Bikini Bottom, and I believe it was kelp forest, something like that. And now going to Robot Patrick. This is how you skip the bowling aspect of this boss fight. All you have to do is line yourself on a conveyor belt and jump at him just at the right area so you can twirl and hit his back, hit the little weird green goo, and bounce back onto the platform. The green goo doesn't actually hurt you unless you jump incorrectly, so you don't jump back. As you can see, don't take any damage there. And for Kelp Forest, you can't actually complete a lot of it because it's locked behind a missile button. So if you don't know, in this game, there are certain buttons that have certain actions to them. So certain buttons require you to bolt, certain buttons require you to spin attack, or I guess bump with the belly of Patrick, depending on what character you're playing as, and some of them require a missile. And the one in the cave right outside this area right here requires you to use a missile, which is, of course, you might guess it, against the rules. So we couldn't progress through there. So all we can do is collect, I think it's, not collect, but save 3 children, get 2 of the crystals, and just a few spatulas, so 2 or 3 spatulas from this area. So here's the final count for the SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom No Bubble Run. As you can see, we have 71 spatulas and 9 socks. If I could find the other one in downtown Bikini Bottom or in Rock Bottom, that would be great, but I couldn't find it. And even if we did get 75 spatulas, we couldn't beat the game. Robot SpongeBob requires the cruise missile, and we just simply can't do that in this challenge. First phase can be skipped, but the second phase is absolutely impossible to skip to my current knowledge and literally anyone else's current knowledge. So yeah, that's the challenge. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button. If you have any concerns or comments, leave a comment. If you have any concerns, check out the full proof video in the description if I have it uploaded by the time this video is uploaded, which I probably won't because it's 13 hours of raw footage. But yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like the video, and I will see you in the next one. Have a nice day. Bye. Make sure to smile. Tell your grandma or mom you love them. Bye.